My name is Mark Schafer. I'm going to be presenting about goal setting. Before we start, I wanted to touch a base on knowing your why. I have a friend who used to work Cassie Turley, and they had a presenter come in and speak about the why, and these are his notes he took from that presentation. So to get anywhere you want in life, the presenter said that you need 4 things: a good coach, good vision or great why, a good mechanics or how you're going to accomplish your goals, and a history. It could be your life experience, could be experience in your job, whatever your history is. And the solution from taking from a statement to a vision is getting rid of life's distractions. And life's distractions really do kind of stifle your goals and your visions. Pain and fear push people away from their goals, and opportunity and pleasure pull them towards their goals. You have to make your vision big enough to have meaning. It has to be important enough to basically important in your life to make it worth your while to try and have the effort in there. It's important to find your beach, or the place where you can think alone and have passion and experience kind of your inner thoughts. For me, that's probably skydiving. I enjoy that and it kind of clears my head. I've never had a bad day doing that, and it allows me to think of ideas that I wouldn't normally think of. Definitely have to differentiate yourself from others, and you have to ask yourself why, how, where, when, and who. And that's for any goal, you know, and it can apply to anything in life, business, family, personal relationships, health, anything at all. Okay, so I'm done with that. I'm going to proceed to my PowerPoint presentation on goal setting. Like I said, my name is Mark Schafer. Next slide, please. Quick overview. I'm going to be touching on 6 main points. First one is goals and goal setting. Second one is why we need goals. The third is SMART goals, and SMART is an acronym for something. You'll find out what it is later. Same with D.U.M.B goals, that's an acronym. And those are opposites, but they're both very important for your overall goal setting. Fifth, we'll do weekly goal setting. And sixth, how to stick to your goals. We all plan goals, and somehow they fall off the wayside, and you don't really accomplish them. Next slide, please. All right, goals and goal setting. A definition: it's the results or achievement towards which effort is directed. That's basically from the internet, from dictionaries.com. Very basic definition. You guys know what goals are, but I thought I'd give you the textbook definition just to reiterate. Some synonyms: target, purpose, objective, intention. Pretty powerful words, and they all have a kind of action-oriented. Goal setting is the process of thinking about your ideal future and for motivating yourself to turn your vision into reality. And that's pretty much what we do here, I feel like. We have a phone, we have a computer, and we all have a vision, and then we make it happen. And the great thing about goals and goal setting is that it applies to all walks of life: business, relationships, health, anything, everything you can think of. Next slide, please. All right, why do we need goals? Goal setting gives you a long-term vision and a short-term motivation. So you have a long-term thought process, but the goals allow you to break it down to smaller, manageable sections that you can truly focus on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis to accomplish your long-term goal. Secondly, it helps you organize your time and your resources toward a given desire or want. Sometimes you get lost in what you really want, but goals allow you to bring it together and focus your energy and your efforts on a certain point, and that makes it more effective. Third, it allows one to see forward progress and have a pride in one's work. We've all done something, and after we've succeeded, it feels great, and you want to do it again, and you want to challenge yourself. So that's definitely an important part about goals. It boosts your self-confidence when goals are achieved, like I just said. And it also allows one to see his or her strengths and weaknesses, which in turn make future goal setting more effective. Goals are all about being positive. You can dwell on your weaknesses all you want, and you can try to improve on them. But instead of that, it's more productive to focus on what you're good at and take advantage of that. And also goals for real estate. We all have teams, we all work as partners, and that's a great reason. I mean, some are weaker in other aspects, but as a team, you bring everything together and you can accomplish a goal because you all have strong points and you focus on those. Next slide, please. All right, so SMART goals. The acronym, like I said, S, specific, M, measurable, A, attainable, R, realistic, and T is timely. Next slide, please. All right, specific. It develops a concise benchmark which you can track your progress. And without tracking your progress, there's really no way to know how you're really doing. You should make goals straightforward and emphasize what you really want to happen. A lot of people get kind of off track on their goals, but you really need to know what you want and focus your goals towards those subjects. Being specific is the what, why, and how of the S.M.A.R.T model. So what are you going to do? Why is it important to you? How are you going to do it, and by when? So an example of being specific would be, I'm going to draft 8 LOIs per month or lose 10 pounds in February. Drafting 8 LOIs, who knows, if you do that in 5 years, you're not making any deals happen. But if you do it with a specific time period, it gives you an attainable goal. Next slide, please. All right, measurable. So you want to choose goals with measurable processes so you can see the change occur. You want to be specific in your measurements. So I have an example between quantitative and qualitative. You read 3 books, that's quantitative, you can measure that, it's trackable. I want to be a good reader, that's very qualitative, it's very subjective. Who knows how that really means to anybody? I mean, you could have a different perspective on it than I could. So you want to keep on the quantitative side of the railroad. You want to establish concrete criteria for measuring processes. And that could be anything from just sticking with the same measurement, say 3 books, or you're doing weekly increments, you're doing monthly increments, or yearly. And here's kind of a dichotomy of how you would measure it. So measuring progress turns into staying on track turns into reaching your targets, and reaching your targets turns into achieving goals. And that's the end result. And achieving goals, like I said before, it boosts your self-esteem, and it makes future goals more attainable. With a positive self-image, positive self-esteem, a lot more is likely to happen. Next slide, please. All right, attainable. Focus on goals that truly mean something to you. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple, but I feel like a lot of people overlook it. They put goals that they feel they should have and not what they really want to have. You should make goals that are possible to achieve. However, don't make goals that are too easy. You don't want to sell yourself short. You want to stretch a little bit, but not too much where it's not attainable. So attainable yet challenging goals create the necessary balance, and that balance is key. Next slide, please. All right, realistic. Choose goals that make you feel like a challenge, but are still within your skill set. Being realistic in your goal setting, you need to know what you're capable of and what your strengths and weaknesses are, like I said before. You don't want to put a goal out there that you know that's not even realistic at all and not obtainable. Goals should align with one's overall strategy on a personal and organizational level. It has to fit you, and it has to fit your organization. Focus on what you can do and what you cannot do, or what you can't do. Basically, positive is everything. There's no situation in the world has ever been helped by being negative. If you're not positive, you're not going to succeed. And you've all been to an event where someone's kind of a Debbie Downer, doesn't bring anything to their room, doesn't add anything at all. And you want to set the bar high enough so when you do succeed, you have a satisfying achievement. We've all accomplished little things in life, and you really didn't get much out of it. But when you have something that's pretty challenging, and you tried your hardest, and you succeeded, it's a great feeling. Next, please. All right, timely. You want to set a time frame for all your goals. It could be weekly, monthly, yearly. Hourly is kind of a short time, but I'll kind of touch base on that a little bit later with time management. You want to have a clear target in mind to work towards. This allows you to work efficiently and no waste of time at all. Timeliness places a sense of urgency on goals. So you can have goals, but if you have no time limit, they could be goals for the rest of your life. That's not what you want. And most importantly, for timeliness, I've heard before, my mother's told me not to procrastinate, no excuses, you've heard all that. So basically, just start now, don't wait. There's no reason you can't start now, and there's no reason you shouldn't start now. Next slide, please. All right, D.U.M.B goals. These are the opposite of S.M.A.R.T goals, as you could probably think. Dreams is for D, U, is unrealistic, M, motivational, and B is big. These goals are the goals that aren't feasibly possible. You never think you accomplish them, but in your end, you want to be in that level. Most people, children are a great example. They dream of being NBA basketball players and they're 4 feet tall. They have no idea what they're going to look like, their physical ability, yet they dream of having a boat the size of the Empire State Building, planes, cars, living in fancy places, and they truly have the dumb goals set already. So dreams, use your imagination. As big as you like, unrealistic, think out of this world. Whatever you come up with, whatever you can create is a good idea. Motivational, get excited. Think of new, fresh ideas, anything out of the box. And big, the sky's the limit. No dumb goal is too big to think of. And when you combine the SMART and dumb goals together, so you have SMART goals that are attainable or specific, realistic, timely. The dumb goals are your huge ideas that you know won't happen, but you still can dream them. When there's a nice mix of both, you achieve your perfect balance. And the balance, like I said, is very important, as stated before. Next slide, please.
You have reached the mailbox.
All right, weekly goals.
You have reached the mailbox for extension.
Thank you. There's 7 categories for weekly goals. There's many ways to organize your weekly goals. I did some researching online and found this. They broke it into 7 categories. First being business goals. Second, developmental. Third, educational. Fourth, organizational. Fifth, networking. Sixth, personal relationships. And 7 is fitness and extra effort. So for business goals, it's income-related goals. So you want to write 15 LOIs. That's going to translate into X amount of dollars. It's a dollar amount that you're worried about. Second, business development. This leads to revenue, but it's not the same as business goals. You're working on your business, not within your business. So maybe it's formatting a databasing software such as ACT, which we're going to implement to help you obtain that revenue stream. Maybe it's bringing on team members and improving your structure as a team. It could be a very broad range of things. All right, third, educational. You got to find new topics to educate yourself. As you guys know, no one's done learning. I learn everything. I learn something new every day from almost everybody in this office. And it could be from just reading a book to maybe learning about 1031 exchanges if you didn't know about that. Could be talking to Dave Howard about some random stuff. It could be anything. Organizational. It's about cleaning up your life. And that could be as simple as having a weekly review on what you did and what you didn't do, what you should do, how should you do it. Or it could be as another simple thing, clean up your desktop. Once a week, clean up your desktop, organize your emails, organize your files. And without organization, it makes life a lot more difficult, excuse me. Networking. It's not about what you know, but it's about who you know. I've heard that saying many times in my life, and as I get into business more and more, it becomes more apparent that's the truth. You have to be smart, obviously, but it's about who you know and the connections you make. So that could be from going to Toastmasters once a week on Tuesdays. I know they held that in PB. It could be hour lunches where they force you to rotate and network with people you haven't met before. Anything and everything you can think of networking. NAOP, I know there's a lunch or a breakfast tomorrow with the mayor. It's a great opportunity. Sixth, personal.
Who in this room is talking about?
Is that only for industrial?
No.
For
Anybody.
For everybody. So, who's going?
What is it?
1, 2.
It's at 7:30. I have a meeting and I was signed up to go. So
There's one spot open. So you could probably take
It's
it.
at the Delmar area.
NAOP is retail now. As of
Carmel
2 years
Valley,
ago.
out the 5.
Okay. I'm saying okay because I'm seeing where my monastery. Maybe.
Are you not going?
I got a bunch of work in the morning in Orange County.
Pete's not going? Crockett?
I'm not going. I've got 10 o'clock.
You guys can go. I've been in years past, and this is always the best.